So I think that now it should be working. Let's see what happened. I think there was an error with the Substack. Now you can hear me, you can see me. It seems that the sound is on. Okay, so I'm sorry about this technical glitch. It had something to do with the Substack server. So right now I think that everything should be in order. Yeah, I think that we should be okay right now. So hi and welcome back. Today, let me just make sure that people have reconnected to the live stream. Okay, it should be okay. Good. I don't know. I think that people should have been reconnecting to the live stream. Okay, so it doesn't show me who's connected today. It's a weird. There is a weird server glitch on Substack. So I hope everything is in order. The idea is the following. Yesterday we have shared information regarding the appeal. Of course, the next move and the next logical move is to prepare, and I promised that we'll share with you. And of course, this will happen in the next days. We will prepare now a motion to replace Teis as curator. And this is a very complex motion because we are going to do that in a very technical manner, which I will not go in necessarily all the details because I want to keep it as a surprise also for Teis. But the way he will be removed right now has everything to do with the situation in Romania, as you might already have thought about it. So I will explain a little bit how the situation looks like. So Romania right now is under administration. I am the director under administration. So my role right now, together with the curator, is to protect the interests of the creditors. And at this moment, we have identified as the main reason for Romania to become insolvent was the unlawful bankruptcy of Shape Robotics Denmark. And of course, the mandate of Teis during the 59 days. That means that all the blame for the and of course the claim that derive from that will go against Teis and Kroman Roimer. This is obvious for everybody. He has basically neglected his duties to manage Shape Robotics Romania during the 59 days. So he had a very clear obligation as trustee in Denmark to protect the value of its assets. And these assets, especially due to the fact that during the bankruptcy, first bankruptcy, there was a looming appeal, okay, during those 59 days, an appeal that we won, an appeal that has proven the bankruptcy to be unlawful. Teis had to protect the interest of the creditors all the creditors, including Shape Robotics Romania, directly and indirectly. So this is where it becomes very complicated. Shape Robotics Romania has a claim against, and its subsidiaries have claims against the mother company, and the mother company is run by somebody that has destroyed value in the daughter companies. So right now, of course, that we have to put an end to this disaster of what Teis has done and the way he has basically run the show till now. And we can do that without the intervention necessary of the high court. So right now we have instruments available to us, and to do that without any kind of Danish court. So what happens technically is that in the next weeks, of course, I have explained, but I will keep on explaining every time we meet right now, so that everybody has the opportunity to follow this process in a very transparent way. A restructuring or an insolvency of the subsidiaries has to protect the interests of the creditors of that subsidiary. And of course, the fact that the company has money to recuperate from Shape Robotics Denmark, that was the cause of the insolvency of the daughter company, this creates pressure that we desire to have right now against this wild horse of a trustee that right now is in the very strange, peculiar position. So imagine that Teis, as a new curator of Shape Robotics, at this moment, is the one that verifies the Teis as the old curator of Shape Robotics. So imagine that these 59 days of unlawful bankruptcy were administered completely by Teis, who we already know what kind of disaster he has done. What happens is that now Teis is again curator, okay? And by being curator, one of his main jobs as curator is to establish the reason why Shape Robotics is under bankruptcy. But very important, Shape Robotics today is under bankruptcy because Shape Robotics was in an unlawful bankruptcy a couple of months ago. So how can Teis verify Teis? So this today, the curator of Shape Robotics, should the company remain bankrupt, let's say, should the company dissolve or whatever, today's job, although appeals are pending, is to figure out what happened in those 59 days. And it's basically Teis that checks Teis. It's unheard of. So we have a curator that has done a disaster in 59 days, which has been proven without reasonable doubt in the many episodes and in many proof documents that we have submitted already. And the same curator right now protects the interests of the creditors in Denmark by verifying himself and his disaster. So nobody has heard before about such a situation. So we know for sure that right now Teis is following for my live streams every day. I think he's desperately following because I have dropped several hints to see how he reacts, and we have seen some reactions, and now I'm convinced about this. So I'm going to talk directly. You have to stop, of course, with all these disasters, because there's no way for you to recuperate anything. So the only way is for you not to amplify the damages that you create for you and a company. So this moment, it's already lost, Teis. So you already lost. Don't try to consider otherwise. You will be removed from your position sooner rather than later. There are multiple avenues open against you. You cannot keep on claiming that there is no claim, or saying that there are false claims on promissory notes. We already have obtained the court orders at subsidiary level for these promissory notes. So it's just a matter of time, of short time, and we have to be patient. I know it is hard for the shareholders to and sometimes you lose faith and hope on this one. But I have to remind everybody again that this battle and this transparency has only one, let's say, winner in the end, and that is you, the shareholders. Because should this effort of every day, with small exception last week, live intervention and showing everything that is happening in a very transparent way, is just in order to protect the interests of the shareholders. So everything that we're doing right now behind um, closed doors, let's say, and the difference between us and Teis is that everything that he is doing, you don't know, although he has an obligation to share. And what we are doing, we don't have an obligation to share because we're fighting Teis, but we share it because I think that our strategy right now is in the interest of the shareholders. So I've seen a lot of talks on Nordnet, and I will try to express my position in a very um, direct way. So uh, I don't need to be present in front of everybody showing what happens, because we already won. We already have the instruments necessary to do a creditor win, a creditor win. What we don't know are what we don't have are the instruments to potentially restart the company and bringing it back to the value before the pump and dump. That's an event that, or a goal or a mission that we have undertaken, and we have fought day by day to try to change the narrative, especially surrounding shape, especially in the press. I think that the press has been a disaster in relationship to shape. It's been a very partisan press, so protecting the interests of the small market and small financier market that Denmark has. It is only through these efforts of freedom of speech or accessing this kind of a platform like Substack that we have been able to communicate efficiently with shareholders and presenting with documents everything that we have done, although we had absolutely no obligation. I remind everybody that the obligation belongs to Teis at this moment and before. So what we try to do, and of course we show that in the 59 in the after the 59 days, in the interval that we have been in charge of the company, again we have published more than 15 company announcements and of course daily information. This is the proper way how to handle a publicly listed company, in our opinion. A publicly listed company has to be a completely different animal today in this world, in this let's say unbiased way of availability of unbiased tools for communication. You can communicate on any platform. You should not be in a situation to formalize. Investors should have access to direct information from management and decision makers. You should be able to control that and to have a direct dialogue. And I have accepted at a certain point also criticism from progression, in the sense that who's my mortal enemy today, in the sense that I have accepted that in the situation about AE4 most likely should have been transparently communicated with the shareholders, and that is not related necessarily to that situation with AE4, but I'm a firm believer that this is the right way to communicate with shareholders, the way we have showed you in these last months. And it can only bring benefits, and it can only bring a change in perspective of the retail investors versus the so-called smart money or more seasonal investors. Because what I'm thinking um, in the last months or so is that there is not, for you as retail investors, by having me as management and us the management present in front of you almost daily, gives you almost the same level of information that so-called non-retail investors, or let's call smart money investors, have. Because, for instance, I have not shared with you necessarily things that are not commonly shared in meetings with tier one investors, for instance. So the level of dialogue that we have established through this channel is very similar to what we have been using in communicating with investment bankers, with Lars Topholm, with people of that caliber. So I believe that uh, at least what is the educational part, what is the interesting part about Shape Robotics, is that we have established, in my opinion, and I hope that you can discuss about this, a new way to interact between a publicly listed company and its investors. So I believe that this should be a market standard. There should be openness towards the retail investors, and there should be a level of communication that is as direct as possible. Okay, I'm not saying that you should share information that are not that are considered insider or trying to manipulate things like Topholm has done, but you cannot just simply send only company announcements and hope that um, everything will be okay. So uh, what I can promise you is, still the moment there is a resolution at Shape, a final resolution, and hopefully our mission will be successful. We generally are very successful. You will get full transparency from my side and from our side. What happened today is, for instance, I got an email from Borsan, from Lenore Beck. She subscribed also to my channel, asking for documents regarding the appeal and everything. I will not share those documents at this moment because of, in another way than verbally, and of course explaining directly through this channel their content, in order for us to keep some sort of separation between legal opportunity and legal obligation of disclosure. Okay, so in the sense that we just need to make sure that all the process is running its course, and we have also material that we are sharing step by step and explaining it in a transparent way, unbiased way to you as investors and shareholders. So I want you to get this information unfiltered in a full transparent way. It will include everything that happens in real time, and this legal battle just now starts to become complex. So my role would be to try to explain it and to arrange it in such a way that it is easily understood by everybody. We do not plan to do again a reconstruction in SAS mode. Our way is a completely innovative, different way of doing reconstruction that is shareholder centric, not creditor centric. Okay, in the classical way. So I hope to be able to surprise you again in many positive ways. I'm not trying to get your hopes up for nothing, but I'm very, very happy with how things settle in position, let's say, right now. And I'm also quite thankful to Teis for making so many mistakes and um, just waiting for the bill to come and he will have to pay. So, um, questions? Hi, Bo. I didn't talk to you for a while. I missed you. Everything was okay. The sound quality, the stream was okay right now in this setup. Everything is in order. I wrote an email today again to the High Court regarding the decision on the appeal against the naming as liquidator of Teis. I still didn't receive anything, which in my opinion is also an important let's say point to make, because I believe that if the court wants to reject a decision of appeal, they can do it quite fast. But if they want to give us some sort of uh, let's say justice, or to follow on our prayers, um, they will give it more time. So I think time is on our side. Of course, there were some comments. I forgot about this. There were some comments regarding the suspensive nature of our appeal, in the sense that we have asked to suspend the bankruptcy of Shape Robotics at this moment, in the sense that the High Court can do that till we get an appeal in place. We do not know whether this is necessarily something that can be or will be accepted by the court. Usually, it requires a lot of uh, strength, let's say, to do it. In my opinion, um, we have to live with the fact that there's not going to be a suspended course during the appeal. So we will have to wait for the appeal to happen, and it's basically not something that you need to consider important. Or of course, some of our enemies will say, this was rejected, that means that the appeal will be rejected. So let's not fall victims to manipulation. It is now a very direct, very clear path in front of us. It is a legal battle. We have played our cards. Right now it's important to be patient, and to, of course, keep a good dialogue and good open dialogue between us. Questions again? If not, hi Peter. Let me check. I didn't check today, Nordnet. Anything new from our beloved friends? Progression is here, of course. No, so nothing. I see nothing relevant. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Okay. Good. I hope I informed you sufficiently regarding the situation today and the situation regarding surrounding the appeal. All is going according to plan. Let's enjoy the sun, enjoy the summer that is coming, and of course, we'll meet each other again tomorrow. Have a very good evening, everybody. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.